You start at a certain point with a certain line, but it's somehow chaotic. I'm drawing chaotic. I don't start at a point and then finishing the car at the rear, for example. I'm starting with a line and then adding another one, and then you see the car growing, but it's moving to the front, to the back, to the side. Somehow it's kind of mixed and the car is growing at once. It's not just starting at the front and finishing at the rear, for example.
You have to get into the zone a little bit, and what I mean with that is that you have to stop worrying about how it will be made. You have to stop thinking about technology. You have to think shape, and actually you don't have to think at all. You shouldn't be thinking about the line that you're drawing, because if you start thinking too much, the line gets a little bit cramped. So you have to be prepared, and this is what I always tell my designers, to crumble up your sketch any minute and throw it away. The minute you get worried about making a beautiful sketch, you're not creative anymore.
In general, the two main elements are paper and a pen. Most of the times, the right idea comes in a doodle, small doodle on a piece of paper. You know, the famous napkin sketch. I don't really see that many napkin sketches, but that whole idea is definitely still sort of the driving, the starting point behind a lot of stuff is this sort of completely unrestricted, you're not really thinking of the result. You just got some idea and you put it on paper and you just want to see something quickly, and then it kind of happens like that.
You should not be thinking about the lines that you're putting down. You should just sketch and sketch and sketch and sketch. I even tell my designers, and it's been my personal experience also, that you shouldn't even try to evaluate at the end of your working day what was your best sketch. Don't do it. Try not to do it. Create a pile of sketches, one after the other. Keep going, don't stop, don't look, don't evaluate, keep going, one after the other. And maybe at the end of the week on a Friday, put them all out on the floor and walk around them and walk in between them. And then the good ones will jump out at you right away. But if you try to analyze while you are being creative, the two parts of the brain basically won't get along, right? You want to access the creative part of your brain. That means you have to sort of push away the rational part of the brain a little bit for a while. I don't advise this to everyone and not at all times, but in a creative phase from time to time it's all right.
We talked a lot about environment, and environment is very important, obviously. You've seen all these pictures of all these fantastic design studios and all that. Not our studio, but there's a lot of that. It does play a role, but I think it's more what you do outside of that. When you do that sketch, it doesn't matter to me if I have fantastic hardwood floors or a great carpet, because I'm concentrating on that sketch, or the designers usually are. But with all that leads up to that, what do you do? What do you see? What do you read? Which fairs do you go to? What kind of architecture do you see? That is that sort of, that whole stuff that, you seep in, that comes in, and hopefully it concentrates and then comes out on paper.
But design is always an ongoing process. It's not finished. It's not finished when the sketch is finished. It's even not finished when the first model is finished, when the first clay model is there. You're working on it constantly, and as a designer, you're never finished somehow. Somebody has to stop you and say, okay, now it's done. And then this is the moment where the design is frozen then.